Fuckface is gonna be evil. Deal with it. Everyone.
That's like
deal with
okay, like what I was saying before. I got pissed off at.
Are we just gonna decide with? No. We'll leave that for
it.
the actual series.
Haha.
We'll come back to that some other time.
I've
Teaser.
like with every game that I ever play, I'm like, I'll be good. Oh shit! I threw a grenade. I'm like, I try to be good. I always end up being evil. I have to like force myself to be good.
See, like,
But with Star Wars, I'm just too attracted to the dark side.
It's different for me because I always feel like even games like GTA 5, where when I was a kid, I would no remorse about running over whores or just people on the street.
I would have sex with a prostitute, and then afterwards I'd kill her.
Yeah, back in the day.
okay,
But
so about
I think
video
there's a video of
games.
you watching
Yeah.
me do that and killing me. While
yeah,
having
no,
sex with a
I remember
prostitute.
that. Yeah. But it's weird because now like when GTA 5 came out, I was like, oh yeah, because I remember when I got 4, I tried it and I felt really weird. So I was like, maybe it's just the game. So when GTA 5 came out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. It still took me a while to get to the point where I could recklessly do that, and I don't know why. I guess.
Well, you've also mentioned you don't play games as often as you used to as well.
Which is true. I mean, I've
feel
got shit
like
to do.
when you start
but
playing games like this, you still have a moral conscience,
which
and you're
is-
just trying to divide.
I'm
Like,
not detached like
yeah,
some people.
it's almost.
I
you
can
almost have
get
to
pretty
form this like
detached.
detachment to play certain games and stuff
Yeah.
and do things like that. Like for me, I have the exact opposite problem as you, Dean. Like whenever I was trying to do Infamous and do just like be as evil as possible, I was like, I don't want to be this
I
guy.
know, like
Like, I feel so bad
playing
right
games
now.
like that. I always want to be the dick, but I'm like, it's
There are
not in my
sometimes
nature to
I
be a
can't.
dick.
Like when I was a kid playing
Yeah.
KOTOR and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
My response, like I remember my friend was like, "Oh man, what are you gonna do? Hey, like she really needs your help." I was like, "Fuck her.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
fucker.
get as much money as I can from her.
Yeah,
Tell her I won't do it. Then turn around and kill her. Go back and collect the bounty on her."
yeah.
It's a
Get
good
those
thing
credits.
we have like a panel of people playing for Fuckface, so we can have Dean corrupt us.
No, with Fallout, I'm okay with
Fuck these people, they're not important.
a lot of the time. Yeah, I'm just now in my game, not so much.
Yeah.
Like as a for a companion, I really like Nick.
Yeah, because
Like,
he's actually
he's
not like
Super cool.
a terrible person.
So whenever I do stuff and it's like Nick dislikes it, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry,
Nick.
man. Which really sucks because I'm going like a full like stealth gameplay on that one.
Yeah.
So like
And
I'll
Nick's-
sneak up on people, pick the ammo out of their pockets, and it's like Nick didn't like that. I'm just like, I'm trying to avoid violence here, Nick.
These
I
people
thought
are
you'd
dicks.
like that, man.
Come on, just side with me, bro.
I'm trying to like
Yellow
get
dick, bro. I choose
find
you
every
today.
follower I can at this point. Like I've got Hancock as a follower right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 20 headshots. Good
Hey, you
job.
got a trophy.
Dislikes my theft.
Is it really?
I thought he'd be totally down with
He
that.
when you first meet him, he totally stabs a guy.
Yeah. That's why I thought he'd be totally okay with it.
But no.
Not
No,
so much.
The fucking murderer has morals.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's cowboy justice, you know, Wild West bullshit.
It's like I go to do one mission, and he's like, well, let's see, we need this stuff cleared out, and I was like, okay, and my charisma was like crazy high in that game, so I'm like, more caps. So it started off like at
Yeah.
200 caps is what he was willing to pay, and then by the time I was done, it was like 400 caps is what I was getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, it's for an anonymous person that had the job. I'm like, I need to know more about the person. And then it literally cuts to Hancock. He's like, oh yeah, that's my job. And the job is literally to go through the town and clear out these warehouses of
Yeah.
people he doesn't like.
Yeah, he pays you to kill them, but he won't.
Yeah, so whenever
But
I go in
theft
there
isn't
and like
right.
I'm stealing the stuff that they have in this warehouse, he's like, dislikes that. I'm like, really? You're
Really?
literally paying me to come in here and murder these people. But
Yeah.
the fact that I'm like picking up, the stuff that they have in their like warehouse, that's when you're just like, whoa, man,
ring.
that's not cool.
I'm getting trophies like no other.
Some of seriously, some of the companions in there, like I don't know what to think about. Like I'm just like, I don't know what you want from me, man.
I just can't understand it.
That's
I really
something-
like Kate.
Kate. She pisses me off for some reason. She's
Why?
such a cheeky little cunt.
It's because she's Irish.
She is.
That's why Dean likes her.
She is.
That is why I like her.
Like I will like
So if
give
you're
her a good
Irish,
weapon and
Dean's got
stuff,
you.
and she's kind of like Lydia from Skyrim. She's like, I guess I'll take
I'll,
your burdens, my
yeah,
lord.
I guess
And I'm
I'll
just like,
carry your burdens.
I was giving this to you.
This is a gift. You cheeky
Because
cunt.
I literally took her to pick some locks, got the locks picked, and then like I took my lock pick, my bobby pins back. I'm
Yeah.
like, just leave, just go.
I'm done
I
with
just
you.
dismissed her and sent her away. I get so sick of listening to her all the time.
Now, you know what games like it was one of the first games when I got back at least somewhat into gaming that I got really hype about, which kind of made me start thinking, and this is years ago, to getting into PC gaming, which it took me forever to do apparently because this just happened. But it was this game. I think it's just called like Secret World or the Secret Order or something. But it's a MMORPG, but it's set like more realistic, like.
Oh, I think I've seen.
Yeah,
because
you can be like the Templars or the Illuminati and everything.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I've seen it.
I've wanted to and I've never done it because I always forget it exists, and I'm like, oh yeah. But that would have been a really cool. Like, I like that concept of having like these secret clandestine words, like the Templars. Like, if you want to be super self-righteous and everything, you can do it. Or if you want to be the Illuminati and be like, hey, future bro, we have guns, deal with it. You can. And I like that idea, but at the same time, I know I wouldn't play it all that often because I know myself far too well, and I'm
That's
really
the glory
flaky.
of the Steam sale, man.
I know.
That is literally what I've got.
The Christmas Steam sale should be happening.
It should be
soon.
happening pretty soon, yeah.
I
Well,
don't
that's
know.
the reason I've got like over 150 games on my Steam library.
Yeah.
Is between Humble Bundles and Steam sales.
Oh yeah. Well, that's like a lot of. I mean, for someone who doesn't have a gaming PC until now, I have a fairly extensive library. Granted, it's all a bunch of indie games that I can
But
actually run.
that's one of the things I actually like about PC gaming, where you don't get as much, or you haven't gotten with console. It's becoming more prevalent now with the newest generation.
Yeah.
But like, there's lots of indie games I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Because like, I enjoy some good gameplay, and I really enjoy like a good story for the most part. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's why I've kind of lost interest in a lot of the Call of Duty type stuff, is just the senseless going and repeating
Yeah.
same stuff over and over and over. It's very, very linear type things. Like, I really enjoy
I like
GTA,
how that picked up. You're way back there.
but it's a completely like it's an open world type game.
Yeah.
Same thing with Fallout. Like,
Yeah.
I wish Fallout stayed a little bit more true to like a lot of like the things. Like, there's certain people that apparently you're needed for certain quests or to talk to at times, so you
Mhm.
can't kill them.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm kind of
feel like,
disappointed by that.
granted, I mean, it would be fairly difficult for them to do, but it'd be cool if that would actually play into like some of the decision-making stuff. That if you kill these people, you can't do these quests, but it'd be kind of game-breaking to an extent.
Yeah.
Because if you
Well, I
kill-
mean, but like lots of Bethesda games had stuff like that. Like, what was it? Is it Morrowind and then Oblivion?
I think
It was Morrowind and then Oblivion.
Okay,
yes.
I think
Could
it was in
be.
Oblivion. Like,
Uh-oh.
I remember my friend really loved that game, but he completely stopped playing because he got infected the vampirism, and so he became
Oh,
a
yeah.
vampire. There was only
Yeah.
one person who could cure it in town.
Yeah.
So as he was walking into the shop, it was like as she was closing or something like that,
Yeah.
or she hadn't quite opened yet, so she attacked him because he was trespassing.
Yeah.
Well, so he killed her, and she's the only person that could do
Convenient.
anything. So
So he stopped.
as he left the building,
It auto-saved?
like when he entered, it auto saved, and then whenever he goes to leave, it's daytime already.
Yeah.
So in the process, it took for him to enter the building
Yeah.
because he got attacked, and then day happened. So if he leaves, like he dies.
Yeah.
He can't do anything because she attacked him. Like, he was just completely screwed.
And,
And at that point, he was like, "I'm done."
it's kind of the game-breaking aspect, but I mean, it's something that if they could figure out how to do it in a proper way, to where you could have actually legitimate multiple endings, I think it'd be cool. And that's kind of the thing with the open world thing, is that you can kind of make your own story to an extent, but you're there to play a certain story.
Yeah.
So it does have to maintain a certain aspect. But, yeah, I mean, Fallout 4, I think, does that fairly well. I mean, it does. It's annoying that you can't kill certain people, but at the same time, it's all right. I get
Rex.
it. Yeah. Suplex and Rex all day long.
I need to
All
figure out how we
day.
did that.
To be fair, I mean, we would have killed him very, very early on at that point, because he got stuck halfway through, and we shot him a lot. So
Yeah.
I was asleep.
yeah, you weren't there for this.
You'll see it come Friday.
I mean, you'll hear
Not
it,
this Friday. Maybe next Friday. Actually,
or the
might be-
next, depending on.
it might be like 3 weeks before you get to finally see this scene.
Yeah, but whatever. Things happen.
Yeah, don't fall asleep.
Yeah,
So
shit happens. Really cool shit happens. But
I'm glad we actually got that captured.
I know, like if he the cool shit like where we make up songs about Dean being a piece of shit and your mad rap skills, or your not rap skills, but your sing-song rap skills.
Oh yeah.
None of that's recorded, but that'd have been hilarious.
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
I assume you do.
It popped up on my phone.
Messages.
I probably should turn like notifications off on that or something.
It's fine.
Sign in.
It's fine.
How am I not signed into my PlayStation account?
I don't know. But I mean, that is just the idea. I mean, I love the idea of secret organizations in general. But I like open world games. I think are a great direction to go in. But I don't I think once it starts getting a little too popular, it's gonna suck real bad. You'll still have your good ones, but it's gonna get because you'll start expecting different things. And I think GTA is doing it right with the online mode, to where they release updates fairly often, a couple months or so.
Yeah.
And they change enough that it keeps it consistent, and with it being supposed to be realistic, there's a lot of shit they can do, so it makes sense.
They've done so much with GTA 5 though.
Oh, I know. I remember when it first came out.
When it first
granted,
came
it was
out,
still
I had it
fun
on,
as
like,
shit, but
360.
yeah.
And it was fun. Like I played through the story.
Oh yeah.
Most of the fun I had with that game was just dicking around with my friend that I played with.
Yeah, and I mean now you have legitimate game modes where you can actually do shit, which is fun.
Oh yeah. No, don't get me wrong. Like it's fun, but like
Oh, but yeah, no, dicking around's the best.
at one point we we're like low level, like maybe like 15, 16, around that level.
Mhm.
We spent like almost all the money we had to get like blue shirts, like black slacks, like black shoes, but
Mhm.
like bulletproof vests and stuff like that. Big aviators, dressed up like cops.
Yeah.
Murdered enough people to where the cops would come and stole their police car and drove around, and we just like pull people over, and like bought billy clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stupid stuff like that. We spent so long and so much money doing stupid stuff like that, but it was fun.
I think that's a really cool thing that comes out of just the sheer creativity of just having the option to create shit in video games. It's the same way with Red versus Blue. Granted, started dicking around, but they're like, we can make a story about this, and then they end up doing it. And it's the same way with a lot of Let's Players will do stuff in GTA 5. Granted, they're fucking off, but every time Achievement Hunter ever puts out a video for some kind of organized thing, they'll put the effort in to dress up, buy the shit they need. Granted, they have corporate cards or Jeff's money to do it, but it's that kind of style thing. But there's not really any other medium you can do that in,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. Nathan Drake.
What's he doing?
I honestly have not been paying enough attention to actually know what's going on, other than the plane crashed and Nazis.
I mean,
The
yeah,
plane crashed, and there's a bunch of dark-colored people that have been shooting.
Wow, Nathan Drake seems kind of like a dick.
That's literally all this has been, is me shooting and getting to the plane.
So this is basically like colonization, because Sir Francis Drake is like French, right?
He's related to Sir Francis Drake because his name's Nathan Drake.
Because that makes sense.
Is he
No,
also
it
related
is.
to
It
the
says
singer?
that it's his ancestor
Mm.
in the story, if you were paying attention.
I mean,
What?
there's like
Is he also related to the singer?
No,
Yeah.
probably not,
Are
because
you sure?
does
fairly positive.
I have not seen that blonde chick call Nathan on his cell phone.
does he know what it means when that hotline bling? Sir,
I don't know the rest of that song.
I know words to it, but I don't think I could pull it off.
I
Or-
know all the memes for it.
Is he Jewish?
I don't think Drake's a Jewish name.
No.
Might be.
Oh no, I thought you meant Drake, and I was like, no, he had like a bar mitzvah and everything. He's actually, he's I think Jewish.
Which Drake are we talking about now?
Rapper Drake.
Okay.
I got confused, guys.
Degrassi Drake.
Drake. You know when the hell I'm like.
No.
The guy that says he was started from the bottom, even though he's a teen TV show star
Oh,
on Degrassi, which was a high rating show.
Hey guys, guess what?
I've never heard of that show.
It was on Nickelodeon. It was like the ones that it was like their drama show of high schoolers, and he played a kid,
Yeah.
and he got
Whenever
shot
I
in
was-
the show and ended up in a wheelchair.
Whenever I was a kid, like when things came on Nickelodeon, if it wasn't cartoons or the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I didn't watch it.
Oh yeah. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team fucking here. Am I a rapper, you guys?
No.
MC Shovel Knight up in this bitch.
Oh, I will stab you.
Please don't.
I'll have the pin.
It'll hurt. I
I'll
prefer you
stab you with
didn't.
the stylus end. And
That's gonna hurt worse because you have to put a
Exactly.
lot of pressure into that.
force is only mass
I think
times
normally,
acceleration.
I think normally people put a lot of pressure when they try to stab something,
You're not wrong.
unless there's a lot of tip action going on.
Tip action.
But do you realize like how stuck this would get in you?
Yeah,
like
no.
the you know, like the reason, like a lot of swords and stuff have those grooves in them. Those the blood groove. Because whenever they would stab people without that in there, like that muscle contracts around that.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get their swords back out. So what they do is they had that groove in there, so when they stab, the blood could pull out and they could slide their swords back out.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Blood
in you.
lubricant.
Yeah, no. It's
If
just
I
get-
stabbed you, your muscle would like tighten around that. There's no way we'd get this out of you.
it's gonna be. I'm basically gonna be Ricky Bobby. And we're gonna have to get some other knives to get the other knife out.
Get some knives to get the pin out of your leg.
Yeah. Basically, it's gonna cut a chunk out of my leg,
God,
guys.
there's just people coming from everywhere.
Are they men?
Yes, they're all men.
So you heard it here first. A bunch of men are coming at Dean.
Kudos.
Indeed, indeed. I'm on point.
Uh,
Well, more on point than I normally am. I'm not on point very often. Good times.
yeah.
But I mean, it kind of. I mean, granted, this whole thing's just been a conversation about gaming in general, which makes sense. But like, when I was, I mean, even when I was just casually playing games, if you'd have told me I'd have been playing Papers, Please, and enjoying it, I'd have told you you're fucking
I
stupid.
have paper,
Get
please,
the fuck out of my face.
on my PC and
That's
on
the
my laptop.
funnest. It's one
Well-
of the funnest stupid games I think I've ever played.
I've got.
I wish I could be Russian.
I'll just show you. I've got some
in another
gameplay.
life.
Have you heard of the game Visceral Cleanup?
Yes.
I've watched that.
I've never played it, but
I
I've
have.
watched
I
it.
own it and I've played it. Like, I've spent so long literally just cleaning up.
Yeah.
Like,
They're playing a game that
Huntress was
cleans.
watching me play at one point, and she goes, "Wait, are you literally just playing a game where
Oh.
you clean up?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like,
Yeah.
"And this is fun?" I'm like, "I mean,
Just don't question
yeah."
it. Just, it's fun. Okay.
And she's like, "Okay, so you have a messy room right now that you could actually clean, but instead
Video
you're gonna clean this up in a virtual world." I'm like, "Well, in this one, my friends get to clean with me,"
Ah.
which didn't really help because then she's like, "Why don't they just come over and help you clean your room?" I'm just like, you know what?
This is not a good conversation.
I
to be
have
having.
no valid retort, so I'm gonna put my headphones back on and keep playing.
Just video games. Probably.
Luckily, now she's got Dragon Age to distract her completely.
Exactly, see?
Which has just been working amazingly for me.
You've just been like, I'm gonna go just clean up a bunch of things in this video game. Here's Dragon Age. I'll be back.
Oh, I mean, because that's the thing. Like, I'm glad that she's found like something that she really enjoys. Like, I've told her about some other games. Like, well, you've played this a couple times. You probably like if you want to try like more of like a shooter-based one. Like, I've got Mass Effect. Try that.
Yeah.
out. But she's the type of person like once she gets into a game,
She's
she's
into
gonna
it.
play that game until she hates the game. Essentially, she's got I think 5 different characters right now
Oh.
that she alternates between because it takes like real time when you send people out on missions when you're gaining
Yeah.
power and stuff like that. That she'll just switch between and like she'll make one because she wants to do something, go a different way with the story on this one.
Mhm.
Like she's like getting like every ounce of story she can out of that game,
Yeah.
which I applaud her for. I mean, I think I've got like 17 hours in the gameplay. I'm still in the first area.
Yeah, no, that's one of those things I do like, especially when I see certain games that I wish I had the overall. Like, it's not even attention span, just the focus to put that much effort into a game, or really anything mostly. But I mean, more so into a game because that's really sad if I say it about everything else. But it's, I mean, like Fallout.
Yeah.
For instance, Fallout 4, even probably in like a year, I'm not going to be much further than the few hours I'm in already. Not necessarily just because of doing gameplays and everything, but and that's why I think Battlefront's like a fairly good game, is that I can play 3 or 4 games, stop, drop it for a week, pick back up where I left off. Whereas Fallout, I'm like, what the fuck was I doing and who was I talking to?
Yeah.
To where, well, there's, to the same extent, there's a Gundam game that, granted, it's Japanese, so I don't actually know what's going on. But it's built around the model kits, which is actually a pretty cool idea. But you get different pieces and everything, and you kind of grind missions for it. I stopped playing it for a couple months, and I'm like, well, one, I already didn't know what was going on, but I don't know what parts I have and what I need and what I'm going for, or any of the power stats, because I have to look it back up every time for translation. That I'm kind of I'm a filthy casual, which is great. I love it. I can enjoy video games occasionally.
My thing is that I get
Don't
way
ID.
too into video games at times,
Yeah.
to the point where
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I literally
Fuck.
just told you not to die. Good job on listening. Dean, you're fired.
well, to the point where
I'm your boss.
I will put so much time and effort into it that I'll get burnt out on the game, and I'll do that and then not finish a game. I still remember it's a good game. It's called Kingdoms of Amalur: The Reckoning.
I've
Yeah.
played the fuck out of that game. It is great.
Yeah.
Like, it was...
My problem with that was within 3 days, I had over 40 hours of gameplay.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Like,
because it was so
legitimately.
fun. It was like...
Mhm.
Because that was like right after I played a lot of the Dragon Age. And then that came out. And I was like... It reminded me a lot of Dragon Age. And I was just like, I really want to play this.
It's an amazing game, but I played so much
Good
that
job.
I saw my save on my load file and
Mhm.
it showed how much gameplay I put into it, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh my god,
It's like-
what have I done with my life?
When I
what
went
the
back
fuck?
in... Because I used to do nothing but play... When I found out what Fallout 3 was.
Yeah.
And then New Vegas came out after I figured out what 3 was. And I've gone back. Plus Skyrim and Oblivion. And I went into my save files to see how much time I played. The last time I checked, when I played Fallout 3 and New Vegas, on 3 I had 220 hours on one save file. And on New Vegas, I had 156. Skyrim was about 206. I was like, that's a lot of hours that I've spent playing video games.